Hi guys, I'm Seth, welcome back to Warthog Defense. I'm here again. As I said in the previous video, we will be watching periodically here from now on, until I'm back on daily announcements. But of course, you will get the best updates on the war in Ukraine. We don't know what is going on with the Russians, but they have drawn a huge number of armored units and are attacking like crazy, but again suffering incredible losses.
The amount of footage that has been released the last 24 to 48 hours of Russian mechanized attacks is insane. Armored vehicles and tanks are blown up left and right. Russian BMP hits an anti-tank mine. Novomykhailivka front. Video from a Russian drone. The war in Ukraine is impacting Russia in unexpected ways, and one of the lesser discussed effects is the decline in Russian weapon exports. Once the world's second-largest exporter of weapons, Russia has now been overtaken by France. Brief analysis by Joni Ascola. Comparing the periods of 2014 to 2018 and 2019 to 2023, Russian arms exports fell by a staggering 53%. The number of countries purchasing major Russian arms dropped from 31 in 2019 to 12 in 2023, signaling a significant shift in global perceptions. How many will there be left in 2030? This decline is just the beginning of Russia's challenges in the arms export market due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. Recently, Russia announced a 2-year postponement in the delivery of S-400 systems to India, citing the need for these weapons in their conflict in Ukraine. This move casts doubts on Russia's reliability, while repeated successful Ukrainian strikes reflect poorly on the effectiveness of its air defense systems. India's trust has been called into question, and Russia's decision may further erode its reputation as an arms exporter. This postponement is unlikely to bode well for Russia's future in the arms trade. The war in Ukraine is causing a ripple effect with far-reaching consequences for Russia, and the decline in weapon exports is just one of the many challenges the country is facing. As Russia's unjust and failed invasion continues, it remains to be seen how Russia's ranking as an arms exporter will be affected in the long run. French Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu announced the transfer of hundreds of armored vehicles and Aster missiles to Ukraine. As he told in an interview with the Tribune, arms deliveries are planned for 2024 and the beginning of 2025. Ukrainian warriors shot down one of the most expensive Russian drones over the Black Sea. Forepost, South Operational Command reports. It's worth about $7 million. It is quite large, can conduct reconnaissance, and carry an additional combat load in the form of 2 missiles or other weapons to hit ground targets. And here's some backstory about the Russian forepost drone, one of which the Ukrainian armed forces shot down today. Back in 2009, Russia purchased 2 Searcher 2 drones from Israel for study, a total amount of $12 million. In October 2010, the two countries signed a contract worth $300 million. According to this document, the Searcher 2 drones were to be produced at the Kazan Helicopters Manufacturing Company using Israeli components. Curiously, just 2 years later, in 2012, the Ural Civil Aviation Factory started producing new reconnaissance systems, command vehicle plus localized drones, which were named Forepost. The main task of the Russian combat forepost drone is to collect intelligence and conduct search observation flights and search operations. This drone can also carry armament in the form of a container with an ATGM missile. And back to Russian terrorism. All critical energy infrastructure of Kharkiv is almost destroyed, said Kharkiv Mayor Ihor Terekov. More than $10 billion is already needed to rebuild Kharkiv after the Russian attacks, and every day this amount is increasing. Russia has started hitting the city with new munitions. They cover a distance of up to 90 kilometers. There have already been 2 such strikes in the last week. The Russians are also hitting with S-300, most often coming from Belgorod region. Unfortunately, there is not enough voltage. We had to end the heating season early to save money. The introduced schedules of light outages are hourly. We decided not to light the streets, said the Kharkiv mayor. Attention, France. Russian propagandist Soloviev threatens with Russian troops in Paris.
Я хочу сказать российским и белорусским атлетам, что им не будут рады в Париже. Вместе с тем хочу сказать спортсменам с Украины, что мы их будем поддерживать изо всех сил. Значит, этой неприятной, некрасивой нацистской твари я хочу напомнить, что сегодня 210 лет со дня вступления русских войск в Париж. И нам было плевать тогда, и нам плевать на сейчас, рады вы нам или нет. Когда нам понадобится уничтожить вас всех, как сказал наш коллега, депутат Толстой, мы это сделаем. Только попробуйте отправить свои войска, столкнуться с нами в боестолкновениях, и Европа содрогнется. И мы больше не будем проявлять сдержанность и надежду, что вы придете в чувство. Вы, европейцы, ничего не поняли, ничему не научились, и, как показывает опыт после 1945 года, вы не способны пройти денацификацию. Потому что, судя по всему, нацистские идеи зашиты в ваше представление о том, для чего вы созданы.
Havana Syndrome, an investigation on how the Russian GRU, Intelligence Directorate, is possibly crippling American diplomats with secret weapons. Link below. This is about a secret acoustic weapon that causes neurological disorders and pathologies. Employees of the military unit 29155 of the main directorate of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces could use this weapon to affect American diplomats, officials, and intelligence officers, according to The Insider, CBS News, and Der Spiegel journalists. The journalists noted that symptoms of the Havana syndrome in Americans appeared during the same periods and in the same places where members of the military unit 29155 traveled. Movements of Russian agents across Europe in 2014 coincided with a series of bizarre attacks on employees of the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt am Main in 2016 to 2017 in China. After a group of 29155 agents arrived in China, U.S. diplomats began reporting strange health problems. In 2021 in Georgia, the wife of a U.S. diplomat was diagnosed with Miner's syndrome, while personnel from Unit 29155 were there. Similar coincidences were reported in Belgrade and Hanoi in the same year. Two victims of the Havana syndrome identified the likely participants in the attacks. They saw Agent Yegor Gordienko and Albert Averyanov before their deterioration. It also turned out that the GRU-affiliated Military Medical Academy was studying the clinical effects caused by Havana syndrome, and a key member of the 29155 group had received a government order to develop acoustic weapons. Asterisk Havana syndrome is named so because it was first observed in 2016 in Cuba. Several CIA employees working at the American embassy were the first to suffer from it, but because they were involved in classified work, the incidents were initially kept secret. Will there be any official comments from the US government?
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. We will see each other more often from now on, and we will keep an eye of these Russian armored attacks. Stay with Warthog Defense, comment, like, subscribe, become our member, and stay strong.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.